The stage lights of America's Got Talent glow brighter than anything he has ever seen in his life. As the poor Filipino singer steps forward, the massive theater feels overwhelming. Rows upon rows of faces, cameras quietly whirring, judges seated behind a long desk that seems miles away. For a brief second, he wonders if he truly belongs here. He adjusts the microphone with trembling hands. His clothes are simple, neat but clearly worn. Not styled by designers, not chosen for fashion, chosen because it's the best he owns. The kind of outfit worn by someone who came not to impress with looks, but with truth. His shoes show signs of long walks, long days, and a life built on endurance rather than comfort. The host asks his name. His voice is soft as he answers. Then comes the question everyone dreads: tell us about yourself. The singer takes a deep breath. His eyes sweep across the audience, then settle briefly on Simon Cowell. Simon's expression is neutral, interested, but guarded. He has seen thousands of hopefuls, many with sob stories, few with real magic. The singer begins to speak. He talks about growing up in a small village in the Philippines, where mornings began before sunrise, not for school, but for survival. He describes a childhood shaped by poverty, where electricity was a luxury and food was never guaranteed. Music, he says, was the only thing that didn't cost money. He learned to sing by listening to the radio when it worked, listening to neighbors sing during long blackouts, listening to his own voice echo in empty streets late at night. He explains how his family struggled every day, how his parents worked endlessly but still barely earned enough. Sometimes they had to choose between meals and school supplies. Sometimes there was silence at the dinner table, not because of arguments, but because there was nothing to eat. The audience grows quiet, no dramatic music, no forced tears, just honesty. He shares that he used to sing while doing odd jobs, cleaning, carrying supplies, helping wherever he could. People would stop and listen. Some smiled, some cried. Some told him he had a gift. But compliments don't pay bills and dreams don't always survive hunger. Still, he kept singing. Music became his refuge. When life felt too heavy, songs carried his pain. When hope felt distant, melodies brought it closer. He discovered Celine Dion during one of the hardest periods of his life. Her voice, he says, felt like someone understood suffering and survived it. I Love You became special, not because it was famous, but because it said what he could never say out loud. Love for his parents, love for the sacrifices they made. Love for a future he could only imagine. As he finishes his story, his voice cracks, not dramatically, but naturally. He pauses, fighting emotion. The audience is completely still. You can hear a pin drop. One judge gently asks, "What are you hoping for today?" He swallows. "I want to change my family's life," he says quietly, "and I want to show them that their sacrifices were not for nothing." The camera cuts to the audience, faces soft, eyes glassy. A woman wipes away a tear. Somewhere in the crowd, someone whispers, "He's real." Simon Cowell leans back in his chair. He doesn't smile. He doesn't interrupt. He doesn't roll his eyes. That alone says something. Simon asks one final question, his voice calm but probing. "Why this song?" The singer looks down for a moment, then back up. "Because love is the only thing that kept us alive," he answers. "And if I sing it for them." There is a pause. Simon nods slowly. "All right," he says. "Whenever you're ready." The lights dim. The background screen fades into darkness. The audience settles in, adjusting in their seats. The singer closes his eyes briefly, whispering a silent prayer. Not for fame, not for applause, but for strength. This is not just an audition. This is a moment years in the making. A poor boy from the Philippines, standing on the biggest stage in the world, carrying his past, his pain, and his love in his chest, about to sing not just a song, but his life. As the first soft notes begin to play, the room holds its breath, and somewhere deep inside, even Simon Cowell feels it. Something different is about to happen. If you want, I can now. The first note floats into the air so softly that it almost feels accidental. like a whisper escaping his heart before his mind can stop it. For a brief moment, nobody moves. The audience leans forward, unsure whether to breathe or blink. The judges sit frozen, listening. The piano continues gently, giving space to the voice that is slowly revealing itself. It isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, it's honest. The singer's eyes remain closed as he begins Celine Dion's I Love You. His voice carries a quiet vulnerability, the kind that doesn't demand attention, but earns it. There is no strain, no attempt to impress. Each word sounds lived in, as if he has been rehearsing this song not in studios but in moments of loneliness, in nights filled with worry, in mornings that began with uncertainty. By the second line, something shifts in the room. A woman in the audience places her hand over her mouth. A man slowly nods, feeling something he didn't expect. The camera cuts to the judges' table. One judge raises their eyebrows in surprise. Another tilts their head, listening closely, already hooked. Simon Cowell doesn't move. His arms are crossed, but his face is different now. The skepticism is gone. His eyes are fixed on the singer, sharp and focused. He has heard thousands of singers attempt big emotional songs and fail. But this is different. The singer opens his eyes. As he continues, his voice grows stronger, richer, filling the theater with warmth. There is a slight tremble, not from fear, but from emotion, the kind that comes when a song hits too close to home. He isn't performing for the cameras, he's singing to someone invisible, perhaps his parents, perhaps his younger self, perhaps every dream he ever buried. The lyrics land gently, but deeply. Each phrase feels intentional. He holds notes just long enough to let the emotion bloom, then releases them with care. No wasted sound, no empty drama, just pure connection. The audience begins to react. One by one, heads nod, eyes glisten. A ripple of quiet awe moves through the theater. No one whispers, no one coughs. Even the usual AGT background noise seems to disappear. The song builds. The piano grows fuller. The singer straightens his posture. His shoulders rise as if he's carrying the weight of the moment. And then something incredible happens. He lets go. The next note soars. It's powerful, controlled, and unexpectedly big. The kind of note that makes people sit back in their seats, stunned. The audience gasps, not loudly, but together. Judges exchange quick glances that say, "Did you hear that?" Simon leans forward. His elbows rest on the desk now, his hands clasped. He isn't judging anymore. He's listening. The singer's voice fills every corner of the theater, wrapping around the audience like a confession. His tone is clean, emotional, and timeless. There is no accent barrier, no language barrier, just feeling. As he reaches the chorus, the emotion in his face becomes impossible to hide. His eyes shine. His jaw tightens as he fights tears, refusing to let them break the moment. He sings through it, channeling everything into the sound. This isn't a cover. This is a story. The camera cuts to the crowd. A young woman wipes away tears. An older man closes his eyes, moved by memories he didn't expect to revisit. Someone whispers, "Oh my God." The judges are silent. No smiles, no commentary, no interruptions, just awe. The song rises toward its climax. The singer takes a deep breath and delivers the most powerful note of the performance. It's not just loud, it's full of pain, full of love, full of survival. The kind of note that feels like it comes from the soul rather than the lungs. The audience erupts. Some clap mid-song, unable to hold back. Others stand without realizing it. The energy shifts from quiet admiration to collective emotion. Simon Cowell's face changes again. His lips part slightly. His eyes soften. This is not the Simon who crushes dreams. This is the Simon who recognizes one. The singer reaches the final lines. He softens his voice again, bringing the song back down, like a flame flickering at the end of a long night. The last note hangs in the air, trembling slightly, then fades. Silence. Not awkward silence. Sacred silence. For one long second, the world seems to pause. Then, the theater explodes. A standing ovation surges through the crowd. Applause crashes like a wave. Cheers echo off the walls. People shout his name. Some cry openly now, no longer holding back. The singer stands frozen. His hands shake. His chest rises and falls rapidly. He bows his head, overwhelmed. Tears spill down his face, not from sadness, but from release. From the realization that he was heard. The judges stand. All of them. Simon Cowell rises slowly, still silent, clapping with genuine intensity. No sarcastic smile, no clever remark, just respect. The singer looks up, eyes wide, barely believing what he sees. This poor Filipino singer walked onto the stage as a question. He finishes his performance as an answer. And everyone in the room knows it. They just witnessed something unforgettable. When you're ready, I can...